If you are a federal employee approaching retirement, it is common practice, and you should reach out to your HR to get a pension estimate or an annuity estimate. Basically, a piece of paper that says, hey, when you retire, you're going to get this amount per month for the rest of your life as your federal pension. That's a great thing to do, but you got to understand that these estimates are not perfect. The vast majority of the ones that I see for clients have at least one mistake, if not more, and it's up to you to make sure you understand how accurate it is and the big things that are probably not accurate, so that you're not surprised when you actually retire and the amount you actually get can be a very, very different number. So let's dive in. Now, if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Dallin Haas. I'm a financial planner who serves federal employees every day, and I absolutely love it. So let's dive in. Now, this mistake I see on almost all, probably 98% of all pension estimates I see has this one mistake on it. Okay, number one, taxes. So you'll see a line item basically say, hey, this is your gross pension, right? Here are all your deductions, and one of those deductions is taxes, right? Your pension is a taxable income source. And what I've seen is the amount of taxes that gets taken out of these pension estimates, on the pension estimates, tends to be way too low. And most of the time, the reason that is the software that your HR uses. It's not your HR's fault, it's the software they use only assumes the only income you're going to have is your pension. So if you're only going to get a $30,000 pension in your retirement, you're not going to be pulling from TSP, you're not going to get Social Security or these other income sources, then their estimate may be right, but the vast majority of federal employees are not going to only live off their pension. Okay, so the amount of taxes that are going to come out tends to be way higher than the estimate assumes. Okay, so I don't know exactly the right percentage for everybody on how much should come out, but look at the number, right? And look at your previous tax returns. Kind of estimate, hey, how much on average, what do I normally pay in taxes? And does this look about right? But again, I see this being way too low, a 98% of pension estimate. So yours is probably too low. Now, they might fix the software. I've heard that they've made some improvements that maybe are making it better, but again, I haven't seen that come through very much yet. So we'll see. But check the amount of taxes, and they normally just ignore state income tax. If you live in a state that taxes federal pensions, then you have state on top of that as well. So keep that in mind. Now, the next big mistakes happens with the elections. Now, on your pension estimate, when you're filling out the software, maybe you are running your own estimate with GRB, whatever it is. Long story short, there's a bunch of elections you pick. So for example, you can pick survivor benefits, okay? Basically leaving a piece of your pension for your spouse. You can keep your FEHB, okay? You can keep your life insurance. You can keep your dental and vision, your long-term care insurance. You're making a bunch of elections on what to do with all these things, okay? So the first thing to check is, what elections are they assuming on your estimate, right? Is it exactly what you want? For example, for life insurance, there's a ton of different options, especially if you've got Part B, basic, there's tons of options. And the amount that that's going to cost varies significantly. Some options are free into retirement for life insurance. Some are thousands of dollars a year. It just depends on what you pick. So make sure you understand what you pick and the ramifications of what you pick. I've got whole videos on life insurance, what to do with it at retirement, so go check those out if you're not familiar. But again, make sure you understand exactly what elections you're picking, and that is actually what you're going to want to do. So because what some people do is they're just running an estimate. They kind of say, okay, I think it's XYZ. And then when they actually retire, they realize they need to elect more things, or they want to elect more things. And the amount of the pension they're actually going to be left with is a lot less than they expected, because they didn't go think about all the elections that they're going to keep in mind. Okay, all the deductions that are going to come out. Next. Now, this is a huge one. This last one is massive. Whether you're, again, running your own estimate on GRB or your HR is doing it for you, what assumptions are going into that? Now, when I say what assumptions, I'm talking about the things that actually calculate what your pension is. Your years of service, your high 3, your multiplier, those sort of things. For example, it is not uncommon that agencies mess up your years of service. Okay, maybe they don't have all the documents. Maybe you bought back your military time, but they don't have it documented. Maybe you had a few years of service at one agency that paperwork never really got over. Look at the years of service that it assumes for you. Is it right? Is it right? Is it too much? Is it right on, right? That's a huge thing you want to make sure is correct and checked. Okay. What about your high 3? What high 3 is it assuming? Did you put the number in when you put it in GRB? Did they just make a number up? Right? Is it actually going to be accurate? Those are the things you want to check, because if they're not right, especially the years of service, if it's not right, it's probably an indicator that your HR does not have all your paperwork put together, all the record of your career, which is a big problem. You want to make sure you get that fixed ASAP, way before retirement, ideally, because if you have paperwork issues about your career into retirement, OPM is going to just take a long time to process everything, and you're going to have a lot of time in retirement without a pension, okay? And we don't want that for you. So these are the big things, mistakes to find and to check on your pension estimate. Again, taxes is almost a huge deal. What elections, what deductions are going to come out, what assumptions are going in, and make sure you understand how this works, because at the end of the day, I guarantee even the best HR person out there doesn't care about your retirement half as much as you do. And you're the only one that knows your entire career. You're the only one that knows what things should be, or at least you should know what things should be. And nobody else is going to care as much as you. And it's up to you to make sure your pension, your benefits are maximized. No one else is going to do it for you. I promise you that. Okay, so I hope that's helpful. If you have your own experience with this, please share it in the comments below. It helps the whole community grow, learn, and get better together. I hope that's helpful. Have a great rest of your day. We'll talk soon.